Hi friends, it's Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. For today's video, I have my expense tracking, and this is going to be for the week of June 21st through the 27th, so not quite to the end of the month. I'm going to film kind of a budget wrap-up at the end of the month, including the expense tracking for the last few days of the month and just kind of wrapping everything up. But we're not quite there yet. We're not quite ready to do that. So it's just going to be the expenses for this week, everything I spent. Once again, we spent a lot on food and household, lots of different transactions. So let's just get into it so that this video is not incredibly long. I'm going to zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see what I'm writing, and we're just going to go ahead and get started with what I spent on the 21st. I am in my expense tracker here from the Lulling Leaves collection of budget printables that's available in my Etsy shop. I have lots of different style printables in this pattern, but I also have printables in other fun patterns. If you are interested, go ahead and check out my Etsy shop. Sorry about that, I got a phone call. So as I was saying, I do have a ton of different printables in different styles and different patterns. So if you're interested in that, check out my Etsy shop. I'll have it linked down below. I do have a coupon code that'll take 15% off your order. And I will have a brand new pattern for my August release coming up at the end of the week. So be on the lookout for that as well. All right, let's get started then with the very first day of spending, $6.21. Of course, my very first transaction of the week would be a food and household expense. If you're new here, I did combine my food and household as well as my eating out. All of that used to be separate line items in my budget, and I combined them for the month of June. And so it seems like the majority of my spending is in that category, but that's because it encompasses so many different things. And also because I just started out with like a weight loss journey, so we're buying a lot of healthy foods, a lot of fresh produce and stuff, so we're shopping more regularly for that. So it's just a lot of money going out in this category, plus everything is so expensive right now. So that explains that. So this was a Walmart transaction, and I spent $10.60. And then on the 22nd, we did another Walmart transaction for a few more groceries that we needed. Seems like every other day we're going to the grocery store lately. And that was $64 with 37 cents. And then on this day, we ended up going to Subway to pick up dinner. So that comes out of the same category because that is considered eating out. And that amount that we spent was $37 for my family of 4, so not too shabby. Also on the 22nd, then I had a bill come out. It was Weight Watchers. I'm actually not doing Weight Watchers. I signed up back at the beginning of the year for Weight Watchers, and it was like a 6-month deal where if you sign up for 6 months, you get a huge discount. Unfortunately, right after I signed up, I ended up losing my sister, and I ended up pretty sick. So realistically, I've been paying for this Weight Watchers and not really using it, unfortunately, but I'm locked into a contract. So I gotta complete the contract so I can get out of it, right? So this was considered a bill, and it was $22.95. And you might be thinking, Jessie, you said you're trying to lose weight. Why are you not using Weight Watchers now? I have been using the app just to kind of track my food and see about how many points I'm eating a day, but for the most part, I'm just counting calories and trying to just shift my lifestyle a little bit. I didn't want to do like a drastic diet because I happen to know that while I always lose weight on diets, I always gain it back. So I'm trying instead just to make small changes, shift my lifestyle, And Weight Watchers just really isn't conducive to that. I've been counting calories using my Fitness Pal. So yeah, that explains that. All right, so we had no spending on the 23rd, which was nice for a little bit of a break. Then on the 24th, we did some more eating out. We kind of backslid on our eating out thing these past couple of weeks. Like the first couple of weeks in June, we were really good. We kept it really minimal to just like once a week, really affordable. And then these last couple of weeks, we've slowly kind of gone back to our old ways. So not the best, but it is what it is. We're all human, you know, we just do the best we can. So for Burger King, we spent $23.59. All right, and then also on the 24th, we had our car insurance bill come out. And the amount that we spent there was $195.85. Okay. On the 25th, we ran to Meijer to pick up a few things. Like I said, it seems like every other day we're going to the grocery store. I definitely need to not do that and be more thoughtful about meal planning. Like I said, I was doing really well with that, and we just kind of fell back into old patterns this week. So now we're paying the price with all of these transactions and all this money going out. We were already kind of at the end of our food and household budget. Pretty sure that all of the spending we did this week is actually going to put us up and over that budget. But I won't know that until I actually sit down and plug all these numbers into my hybrid budget worksheet, which you guys will see that weekly check-in in an upcoming video that will probably be tomorrow or the next day. You see that. All right, in addition to Meijer, we also went to Walmart this day for, yep, you guessed it, even more groceries. Actually, I think some of this was household items. Like I said, when you have so many different things categorized under one umbrella, it seems like every single transaction falls into that category, but it's not necessarily all groceries. So I don't know if that makes me feel better, but it is what it is. So that's food and household as well. And that was $23.98. All right. On the 26th, my sister was here. We were celebrating her birthday, and we went to Taco Bell for lunch this day. We actually, on the 25th, ordered a pizza. A bunch of pizza, actually. We had a big gathering, but that I took out of a sinking fund. Actually, you need to be on the lookout for a sinking funds video coming within the next week or so, because I'm completely starting fresh with sinking funds. You guys will see that if you watch that video. My sinking funds have been kind of all over the place, and I haven't been tracking them very well, so we're just going to kind of do a clean slate refresh with that. But anyways, that pizza came out of a celebration sinking fund, but the Taco Bell we took out of our regular food and household fund, as if we hadn't used it enough this week, and that was $25.62. On the 27th, we're kind of reaching the end here, just a few more transactions. I placed a Nespresso order. I needed a few more Nespresso pods. So once again, food and household. And that amount was $37. We just needed a couple of sleeves of my favorite Nespresso capsules. We had my Progressive bill come out. That is my husband's motorcycle insurance. So that category is bills. I'm writing very, very sloppy. And that was $17.17. And then last but not least, one last food and household transaction at Walmart. And that was $61.68. So as you can see, you know, we did quite a few transactions in terms of groceries. rather than like one big shop this week. And ultimately we probably spent more because of that. You know, I was trying to just buy what we needed and not do a big haul, and ultimately I feel like that kind of bit us in the butt. But I don't know, we'll have to see when we add everything up. So that's everything. You will see we had no gas transaction again this week, but today is actually the 29th, and I did just fill up my gas tank, so that you will see when I do like my budget results video. I could include it here, but you know, this is the 7 days that we typically track. We typically track Tuesday to Monday, and these last couple of days of the month kind of fall outside of that. So I'll be doing that in my budget results video, most likely, where we kind of wrap up the rest of our spending. So the categories we used this week were just food and household, and bills, I think. Let me see, did I miss anything? We didn't have any miscellaneous. Oh, spending, see? I knew I was forgetting something. So that actually happened all the way up on the 21st. We took that out in cash, which is why I forgot to write it down, because this all came from my credit card statement. Spending, cash. This should actually be flipped. It should be the transaction was cash, the category was spending, but that's okay. And that was $100. And then, yeah, I believe that's it. So let's go ahead then and pull in my highlighters. So I use the purple one for spending, the yellow one for food and household, and the blue one for bills. So let's just kind of, we're going to go down the line, categorize each with the highlighter, and then add things up and figure out what we spent for each of these categories. So we might as well start with food and household, since that's going to be the bulk of it. And I'm just going to use my phone as a calculator today. I found my low-cost calculator and then I lost it again. I need to clean up my little office space desperately. Alright, so starting at the top with $10.60. You guys probably aren't going to be able to see my calculator, but then we had $64.37. We had Subway for $37. Burger King, like I said, we definitely relapsed on the eating out this week. Meijer, $39.81. Walmart, $23.98. Taco Bell, $25.62. Nespresso, $37. That I probably could have waited on, that Nespresso order, because I did have pods. I just didn't have my favorite pods. So that was kind of a superfluous thing. I could have done without that, and definitely could have done without some of this eating out as well, but you know, live and learn. And then $61.68. So yeah, we're definitely over our food and household budget, and the month's not over yet. $323.65 is what we spent. And I will double check all of my numbers off camera just to make sure that I didn't like mishandle the numbers in the calculator. But let's just get through this. So for bills then, oops, we're done with yellow. Bills is blue. So we had Weight Watchers of $22.95. Plus our car insurance, $195, $85. If that car insurance number seems high, know that that is because we have, on that policy, we have our car and our camper, as well as a UTV on there. So that's why it's so high. It's 3 different vehicles, plus Michigan has really high insurance rates. They recently did some reform and got them down a little bit lower, but they're still pretty high. And then we have our motorcycle insurance separately, and that's just because we were able to get a better rate through a different company. So that's bills, $235.97. And spending is that 100 as always. Okay, so that is going to do it for my expense tracking for the week of June 21st through the 27th. I am all set and ready now to sit down and plug these numbers into my hybrid budget worksheet so that I can kind of get a gauge and see how well we're doing for the month with that crazy high food and household line item. I can probably go ahead and hazard a guess that we're not doing super great, but the month's almost over. We'll make it. Be on the lookout for my weekly budget check-in coming in the next day or two. Until I see you again, have a really great day. Thanks so much for watching. Later.